Ecologists and local Ukrainian authorities in the Donbas region warn of a looming ecological crisis that may deprive over 80% of Donbas residents living on both sides of the front lines of drinking water. The likely source of the problem is the phenol factory located near the city of Toretsk. Situated between the front lines, two of the plant's sludge storage ponds containing copious toxic chemical waste have been decaying owing to a lack of maintenance and because their protective dams have been damaged by artillery fire. International experts insist that immediate maintenance work must be done in order to avert an ecological disaster.
Вони мають підсипати глину зараз на дамбу, збільшити трішечки її висоту, тим самим її укріпити, а це місяць для того, щоб виконати роботи. І враховуючи той факт, що ми наближаємося до зими, я можу сказати, що у нас є місяць, максимум 1,5 місяця на виконання цих робіт.
In the event that repair work is not done and the protective dams are breached, the ponds will release toxic chemical waste into the nearby rivers, which provide drinking water for most of the Donbas region.
Уся та отрута хімічного виробництва до 500 кубометрів. Вона потрапить до Кривого Торця, з Кривого Торця до Сіверського Донця, що є основним джерелом води для Донецької області.
However, it is highly dangerous and, in fact, virtually impossible to complete the necessary maintenance work in the current condition of war. In spite of repeated requests on the part of Ukrainian authorities, the enemy command on the other side of the front lines consistently refuses to provide safety guarantees to the workers, who would need to repair the dams and the sludge storage ponds.
З української сторони були подані вже декілька заявок протягом цих місяців на проведення ремонтних робіт. Але російська сторона СЦКК досі не надала письмових гарантій забезпечення двостороннього режиму тиші на час проведення відновлення дамби шламонакопичувача. Військова верхівка ДНР поводиться як справжній окупант. Це очевидно. Вони не зацікавлені в екологічній безпеці цього регіону.
By not allowing for the safe and reliable completion of repair work on the Toretsk plant chemical waste ponds, enemy militants are gravely endangering not only the residents of the Ukrainian-controlled parts of the Donbas, but also virtually the entire population of the so-called DNR and LNR republics, which these militants govern and whose population they credit themselves with protecting. There are some hopeful signs, albeit very meager, in Russia, that some part of Russian society disagrees with and begins to protest against the Kremlin's policy of war against Ukraine. On September 24th, over 200 people in Russia's second-largest city, St. Petersburg, held a march for peace, during which they protested, first and foremost, against Russia's war against Ukraine. In spite of the fact that this event was not approved by city authorities, the activists nonetheless gathered near the Kazan Cathedral in the city center. They held blue and yellow balloons and chanted anti-war slogans. Unfortunately, though not unexpectedly, their planned march through the streets of St. Petersburg was blocked by police. I'm Tania Stech, and this was Ukraine in the News.
Канал 1+1 тепер доступний на Bell International Programming.